Fish remains one of the most remarkable foods ever studied, and the more scientists look at it, the clearer the picture becomes. Humans seem genetically tuned to benefit from marine nutrients. When we talk about omega-3s like DHA and EPA, we're not talking about optional extras or trendy supplements. We're talking about structural molecules that literally build neural tissue, regulate inflammation, keep blood vessels resilient, and influence how the heart beats. DHA forms a major part of the brain's gray matter and the retina of the eye. EPA influences the production of anti-inflammatory compounds that shift the body away from chronic, damaging inflammation. Together, these omega-3s support memory, mood stability, faster neural communication, and long-term cardiovascular health. Large-scale epidemiological studies have repeatedly shown that populations consuming more oily fish have lower rates of heart attacks, strokes, cognitive decline, and even certain mood disorders. It's one of the few dietary patterns that consistently crosses cultural, geographic, and socioeconomic lines. Where fish consumption is higher, chronic disease is lower. But omega-3s are only the beginning. Fish also provides high-quality protein that is easier on the kidneys than many terrestrial meats, along with vitamin D, selenium, iodine, and vitamin B12, nutrients that many modern diets silently lack. Selenium deserves special mention because it supports antioxidant defenses, helps the thyroid function properly, and even offers partial protection against mercury toxicity. Iodine, which supports thyroid hormone production, is another essential mineral that frequently declines in people who avoid seafood altogether. These nutritional synergies mean fish is one of the rare foods where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. It strengthens the cardiovascular system, supports brain development, improves metabolic balance, and reduces the burden of low-grade inflammation that drives aging. Yet, even with all these powerful advantages, the ocean presents a challenge that must not be ignored. Methylmercury, a neurotoxin produced by natural and industrial processes, accumulates in aquatic ecosystems. It binds strongly to proteins in the flesh of fish, meaning cooking does absolutely nothing to remove it. The mechanism is simple but dangerous. Small fish absorb mercury. Medium fish eat the small fish. Large predators eat everything below them, accumulating mercury at every step. With every level of the food chain, the concentration multiplies. That is why the largest, longest-lived species, swordfish, shark, king mackerel, and big-eye tuna, often contain levels of mercury high enough to pose serious risks to developing brains. Methylmercury crosses the placenta, crosses the blood-brain barrier, and interferes with neuron formation, synapse development, and fine motor control. For fetuses, infants, and young children, even low levels can alter developmental trajectories in ways that appear years later. This is not a theoretical danger. It is one of the most well-documented toxicities in environmental health. Fortunately, the solution is not to avoid fish, but to choose wisely. The safest and most nutritious species are paradoxically the ones that are smallest and lowest on the food chain. Salmon, sardines, herring, anchovies, trout, and smaller mackerel species offer very high omega-3 levels with consistently low mercury content. These are the fish that virtually every public health organization, from the American Heart Association to global nutrition agencies, encourages people to eat at least twice per week. Their rapid life cycles prevent mercury accumulation, and their fat composition is almost ideal for human physiology. Even canned versions hold their omega-3 content, making them practical and affordable without increasing toxin risk. For pregnant women, the message becomes especially important. The scientific consensus overwhelmingly supports eating fish during pregnancy because DHA is crucial for fetal brain and vision development, and mothers who eat enough omega-3s tend to have babies with stronger cognitive outcomes. But this benefit depends entirely on choosing low-mercury species. Most guidelines recommend 2 to 3 servings per week of safe fish, salmon, sardines, trout, anchovies, pollock, and light tuna, while strictly avoiding high-mercury predators. Light tuna deserves clarification. It usually comes from smaller species like skipjack, which have far lower mercury levels than albacore. For children, serving sizes should be smaller but the principle identical. Nourish the brain, but avoid the species known to accumulate dangerous toxins. Beyond choosing the right species, sourcing also matters. Wild Alaskan salmon is consistently among the cleanest fish tested, benefiting from cold waters and strong environmental regulations. Some aquaculture operations have improved dramatically, producing fish with predictable omega-3 levels and very low contaminant loads. Third-party certifications, MSC, ASC, and best aquaculture practices don't directly measure mercury, but they do indicate higher oversight standards, more responsible feed practices, and stricter environmental monitoring. For those who cannot or do not want to eat fish, purified fish oil and algae-based DHA supplements provide an alternative, as long as they come from brands that submit to independent testing from organizations like IFOS or USP. High-quality supplements remove mercury entirely, offering the core benefits of omega-3s without the risk. All of this leads to a clear and balanced conclusion. Fish is not merely a healthy food. It is one of the most biologically meaningful foods humans can consume for heart strength, brain development, metabolic balance, and long-term cognitive protection. But the advantages do not erase the need for thoughtful caution. The ocean contains both powerful nutrition and powerful toxins, and understanding the difference between species empowers you to get the best of both worlds. When people choose smaller, safer fish and avoid the large predators that concentrate mercury, the health benefits are immense and reliable. The goal is not to fear seafood, but to respect the science behind it, because with the right choices, fish becomes a lifelong ally for the brain and heart, while keeping you and your family safely out of the reach of mercury's dangers.